Hiccups? Hiccups. Oh goodness, sir. Get the cameras. Yeah. Ah! You ready? Okay, let's start. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hi. I'm Calista and this is Paxton. Yeah. Are you Paxton? Oh yeah. So he is 9 months old. Yes, it's been a while since I filmed, but I thought I would just like to introduce you guys to my son and tell a little bit about his birth story. More of like the Spark Notes version, just because like I don't want to tell too much of his medical details online because, you know, gotta keep his privacy private. Do you want a block? Your box? No? Okay. How about cut? Want to cut? No? You just want to roll? Okay, well, so it's September 29th, 2021, and I noticed about at 8 in the morning I'm having contractions. Now I knew that they were contractions and not Braxton Hicks because they were more consistent and happening nonstop. So I knew I was in labor and I tried to wait it off like as far as I could because I didn't want to drive all the way to the hospital and then them just send me home because the hospital I was giving birth at was like 35 minutes away from my house, so I didn't want to like drive all the way there and then they send me home. So I wait until I feel like they're close enough to where we could go to the hospital, and so I think I waited until about like 10:30, 11 o'clock. Yeah, 10:30, 11 o'clock. Marcus and I drive to the hospital. So we get up there and they put me in this like little room where they're gonna check me, how much I'm dilating, all that kinds of stuff. And the nurse was saying I was definitely dilated, but they weren't sure if I was dilated enough to be like admitted. And so she had me walk around like basically like the little labor and like delivery floor. She made me walk around it like I think for like 30 minutes, and like it was getting pretty painful at that point. So it was like pretty hard to walk. And then my doctor ends up showing up because I guess she wasn't there that morning, but then she ended up showing up. And she saw me walking around and she told the nurse, oh, just go ahead and admit her. And so that's what they did. So they just admitted me and gave me a delivery room. After they gave me my own room, about like 40 minutes to an hour later, the doctor decided to break my water. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Good job. Yeah, so she decided to break my water. And then after she broke my water, that's when it started to get like super painful, and I was literally like 10 minutes after my water broke, I was like, give me all the medications. So I ended up getting my epidural probably like 25 minutes after that. They were pretty fast about it because I was in like enough pain to where like I was crying. If you know anything about me, I am super sensitive to pain, I guess. I have a low pain tolerance, so yeah, I was like, I need that epidural like ASAP. The epidural, I was so scared to get it, but it actually like wasn't that bad as I thought it was gonna be. I think I was just in so much pain where I was just like, I don't care. Yeah, it actually like didn't hurt that bad, surprisingly. And then after I got the epidural placed, I was pretty comfortable. So I didn't feel any pain. It was successful. I know for some people it's not successful and they have to do it multiple times, but I was one of those lucky people that it was successful the first time. And so I was basically just like chilling until little Paxi was ready to make his entrance. We're waiting. And then finally, I think it's like 6:25-ish, I start to feel like I'm like ready to give birth, like push him out. My doctor, she ended up leaving, and so her like assistant doctor was the one that actually delivered him. And so they were waiting on the doctor and like, whoa! Yeah. You still got the hiccups? Oh goodness, you okay? They were waiting on the assistant doctor to show up. And so, ow, 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 that hurts. That hurts, boobies. He loves to just pull my hair out every day. Meanwhile, the nurses and I were doing like practice pushes, and he was like crowning, like he was like ready to come out. And so they actually had me stop pushing for a minute. And it wasn't long after that when the doctor showed up, probably like 2 or 3 minutes after that, she ended up showing up. And then he was basically like almost out already. So 20 minutes later, I gave birth to my little Paxi at 7:15. You were born. Yes. Once he was born, of course, they like placed him on my chest and all that. Quite quickly, the nurses noticed that he was having trouble breathing. They were very fast about it. I would say even like a couple minutes after he was born, they were like, hey, this isn't right. Like, we need to check him out. And so they took him, and he was working really, really hard to breathe, and they didn't know why. And so they took him to go do like x-rays and like a bunch of different tests. His lungs looked normal. He still was having a very, very hard time breathing. So they decided to send him to a NICU, to a different hospital. So they had to transport him. So they got him all ready to transport. They had to put him in like one of those boxes with oxygen. I can't remember what it was called, but it was one of those oxygen things to help him breathe. It was a weird feeling. Like, I was so grateful that they caught it so fast that how he was having breathing problems, but at the same time, like, I felt like extremely sad because like they just took my baby away. It was definitely a weird feeling. Like, we were feeling, both Marcus and I were feeling scared. We were feeling sad. Like, we didn't know what was going on. The worst was going through our minds. We're like, oh my goodness, like, all this. And then one nurse was like, you know, like, he could be, they don't know how long he could be in there. He could be in there for a week. He could be in there for a couple months. Like, they don't know. And so it was just really scary. Like, because they frankly didn't know anything, so that means we didn't know anything. And so the next morning they discharged me from the hospital early because of the fact that my baby was at a whole other hospital. On top of that, because of the C word, we couldn't see Paxton in the hospital until we got a negative COVID test. And it actually took them like a day and a half to get those results back. And so I didn't even like get to hold him really until, and Marcus didn't get to hold him at all until like the 3rd day he was alive, which was like crazy. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. Yeah. Hey, you can't pull my shirt down. This isn't a free show. Hey. Roxy. Eventually, they gave us the clear to go to the NICU. Long story short, he ended up being okay. Obviously, he's here right now. Thank goodness he ended up being okay, like without disclosing too much of his personal medical issues. They couldn't really figure out like a reason why it was happening, but he ended up being okay. And so yeah, that was his birth story. We took him home probably like 24 hours after we got to the NICU. Like, we didn't even leave. So we stayed there for about 24 hours, and then we gotta take your little bean home. Yes, we gotta take you home afterwards. We gotta take you home. Yeah. Yes, and currently to this day, he is a happy, healthy 9-month-old little boy. He is on the move, like crawling and sitting up, and
yeah, you're just all over the place.
But yeah, that's little baby Paxie's birth story. All right, we gotta say bye-byes.
We say bye-byes?
I still got the hiccups. You said bye-bye to the cameras.
Say bye-byes. Goodbyes.
Oh yeah.
Da-da.
Okay. All right. Bye guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of me and little Paxie and our journey as a little family. I almost forgot to mention I'm on TikTok now at Calista_Nystrom, the same as my Instagram account. Also, go follow me on Instagram. I've been having a lot of fun with TikTok lately. I've been posting a lot on there, so if you want to, go ahead and go follow me on there. And I think that's it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.